Howdy everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Cranky Conrods, where today we're going to be replacing a broken spring on a Peugeot 307, and it's the same one as we done the inner and outer track rod ends on. So if you want to see me doing this one, then go back and have a look in the descriptions, or whatever it's called, playlist. It'll all be in there for you if you want. This is something you want to see. So anyway, cut a long story short, we're now going to get into the spring. As you can see, it's busted and everything else. So what we're going to do is, first off, we're going to remove, there's a plastic, put that back on there like that sits on there, and that sits in there like so. You just pop that out, or pop this off like so, like that. And the way you do that is just by pulling this little tab out towards you. Now on this one, these are T30s inside there, and a 16mm nut. What I've gone and done is I've already gone ahead, if I can just get my socket back because it's a slippery little fella, is already gone ahead and removed and undone the bottom. So I've just got to take that off. So I believe that these are 18mm top and bottom, so there's two here to remove. This is going to allow for this part to pivot towards you. We can push the spring and shocker that way. Now, what we got to be careful of when we do such thing is this centre nut, and pulling the CV axle and pulling it out up here. So if I bring your eyes right here like that, is pulling the CV axle out inside of there, because inside there is 3 bearings, and there's like a needle bay. It's like needle bearings inside of these. Now when they fall out, that's kind of it. It's game over, and you kind of need to get another one, unless you can find all the roller bearings and put it back together. Otherwise you're going to get a vibration and whatnot in the driveline. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just knock these two 18s out, and then we're going to move on up top and get that ready to come undone. Okay, so we're now inside the engine compartment, where obviously you can't see the top of the strut tower. Now that is because it is underneath here, right here. And what we've got to do is remove this 110mm, this 16mm nut on the wiper arm. We're going to be removing the wiper arm, and then just down in here you have like a little plastic tag, and what we do with these is you just push these in like so, just a little click, and then you just pull them out cases off, and that will allow us then just to lift this up enough so we get some sockets onto the 3, I think it's 10 or 13 mils underneath here, and that allows us then to drop the stirrup. Okay, so once you've done these few little things, all that 10mm does is allow you just to move this a little bit and manoeuvre it. You got to take the wiper arm off, which was a bit of a headache in itself, because I've loaned my wiper puller off to somebody, and I've had to manually get this off myself, which was a bit of a headache in itself. Now, once you've got this up, you've got your 21mm nut down there, as you can see. Now, what I've had to do, because as you can see, if I get you in, look, no matter where you go, you can't get onto the 21mm. So what I've done is, I just used a spanner, which is an 18mm, hook it underneath and do that, which allows me to get this out of the way, like so. And then that gives you access into your 21mm for the top of the suspension, and that's all you need to undo on this one. I thought for some reason there was 3 little bolts on this one. I was thinking of something else, no doubt. But anyway, nonetheless, that's done. The 2 bolts are underneath are done. Now we're ready to drop it on the floor and start stripping this shocker down and getting the spring off. Okay, so what I've got going on here is I've just got a jack just supporting the hub, and take the 2 18mm bolts out. Take the bottom one out first. That's a really easy one. Using a centre punch on both, obviously, and the top one, knock the centre punch into the hub. And then once you take the bolt out, that allows you to put your hand underneath here, just pick this up gently, pull the centre punch out and push the shock absorber out, and bring it round and out of the vehicle. And that just leaves you then this lovely big mess. I mean, it's not a bad job, it's pretty simple. Very easy on one of these, actually, to be honest with you. And there's our carnage. You can see, look, she's snapped from here, look. And that's the end of it. That's supposed to be onto there. But anywho, I mean, you probably get some stupid questions like, can you weld these and weld it all back up? I've heard it all before. And the answer is no. Anywho, we're going to get on now. Put the cheapo spring compressor on there and get that top mount off. Right folks, so now you join me in the bunker shed where I've put the shock absorber and spring in the vise, but I haven't crimped it very tight. I can still move it, look, so it's not very tight, it's just pinched. Now I got out with the spring, gave it a good old hee-ho just to get the tension off of it, so if it did slip it didn't hurt me. Obviously the old piece fell on the floor, and the amazing thing is the top nut came loose with it. That shouldn't happen, by the way. This should be tight. And then what you would do normally is put an Allen key inside there with your ratchet and your spanner on top of here, and then just undo it, anti-clockwise, and then work it out. My intentions was, if it still was going to keep tension, was to undo this to about there. And then what I was going to do was then get the spring compressor on the side of the spring here, crimp him down, and take the tension off of it, undo the top mount, and be done with it. But obviously on this one it didn't happen, so it's all detension now and everything's ready to go. If you want to see real fear on my face, just give me these cheap ass, nasty ass spring compressors and go away, because these are terrifying. Anyway, that's in my opinion. You might all disagree with me, but hey ho. On this one, it's not very good, so I hammered in a T45 on this one. So, yeah. It might be different with yours, it might be an Allen key, it might be a star, it might be a T, it might be something else. But anyway, let's get this top mount off now, quit yakking, and get this done. Right folks, so we've got it all stripped down now, and this is what it's going to look like. We've got the top mount now on top of the table here. There's the nut that goes on it. Now what we're looking for in these top mounts is, when you get a hold of them, do they turn easy and are they noisy? This one is a little noisy, but it's not busted, and it's not solid, and it's kind of free to turn, see? So we're not going to go ahead and just chuck money at it, because while we're in there on this one. Right folks, so I'm going to touch base on the job. Now you're all going to be jumping at me saying, have you done both sides of the car, because it's going to make it uneven. Yes, I totally agree with you. Have we done both on this one? No, we've only done the one. And the reason for that is because of financials. Now, if it was my car, yes, I'd be doing both, but it's not my car, it's not my property, and everything else, which is what everybody seems to not understand when they go taking their cars to a garage. You only need to have done what you can afford to have done. Well, this is all they can afford to have done. They've done the inner track rod ends, they've done the outer track rod ends, and on the thing we found a broken spring, which is, I'm going to help them as much as I can with, covering the cost of this spring. It's 40 quid. Yes, there's my bit of my time in it and everything else. I couldn't care less. Because at the end of the day, this was an unforeseen thing. They're a little bit strapped for cash, and I'm just going to do what I can to help the local community as much as I can, because, you know, as we all are experiencing, it's a bit of a rough time at the moment, and everyone's in the same boat with financials. So, you know, and this is what my way of giving back to some people. Anyway, enough said. No, I'm not going to be doing both on this Peugeot. Will it affect the ride? Yes. Because what can happen is you get different spring rates and the car will appear to be pitching like this, as different springs are better than others. And you get like this teetering in the car when you go over potholes, and speed humps is the main one. As the car goes over and settles, the car sort of does this. And that's down to your springs and shockers being set up in different ways, like basically like what I'm doing here. But these people don't drive it like a Ferrari, so it's not going to hurt nobody. Anyway, I'm going to get on, wait for the parts now to turn up for these, and try and help these folks out a bit. Right, folks, so we've got it all put back together now. I've used the deaf things. These are still turning really, really well. As I say, they're a bit dry. I put a bit of grease in there for them. I put this back in with the Torx, tightened it all down, and nipped it up. And I thought I would just use an impact gun to make double sure that that's never going to come undone. And lo and behold, the vibration of it hooked it out. It just nipped it round a bit and done it in. And it wasn't a multi-Torx sided one, it was an actual proper hex head one. But yeah, nonetheless, you know, as you can see, look, they're very thin, narrow bolts. But it's back together now, and it don't spin no more. But the top does, look. And we're going to go throw it back in the car now and finish this job, because the day's getting on, and you know, like I said, I'm doing it to help somebody out. Anywho. Right, folks, so you join me now on the test drive. After we've done the Peugeot 307, the car is driving absolutely flawless. It drives and tracks pretty much in a dead straight line, so they're still going to go ahead and get the tracking done. And they're going to put new tyres and stuff on the front very soon as well. So yeah, if I can just get you guys to hit the tappy the old like and subscribe to this, that helps me out to help these people out, these types of people out that are in a bit of a struggle. And I'm going to say, guys, much love from me, and peace out.